Around 200 ancient stone forts across Europe exhibit signs of vitrification caused by intense heat, puzzling archaeologists for the past 250 years. During the Bronze and Iron Ages, Europeans built numerous stone forts and hilltop fortifications. Roughly 200 of these structures show evidence of exposure to extremely high temperatures. The walls were burned at such a high heat that the stones partially melted and fused together, a process known as vitrification. For 250 years, these vitrified forts have remained an enigma for archaeologists. Initially, vitrification was thought to be the result of ancient battles. Strangely, however, vitrification seems to be the very thing holding these stone walls together. These forts lack any binding materials like mortar or lime. Some evidence suggests that the stones were dry stacked and then deliberately burned, causing them to fuse into a solid mass. Currently, two main theories exist. The first posits that the melting of the stone walls was an unintended consequence of another activity, such as metalworking, kilns, or signal fires. The second theory suggests that vitrification was the result of an extraordinary construction effort. In a pioneering experiment by engineer Wallace Thornycroft and archaeologist Vere Gordon Child in the 1930s, a 1.8 metre by 1.8 metre wall was built with stones interwoven with horizontal wooden beams and then set on fire. The fire burned for 3 hours before the wall collapsed. Thornycroft and Child noted that the rubble was vitrified with charred wood fragments inside. They estimated that the fire reached around 1,200 degrees Celsius. Another study, led by E. Youngblood from the Smithsonian Institution and colleagues, published in Archaeological Science in 1978, found that burning a wall with interwoven wood alone was insufficient to account for the strong vitrification seen in ancient forts. The researchers suggested that the fire responsible for vitrification could have burned for several days, at temperatures sustained above 1,000 degrees Celsius. This could only have occurred if the fire was controlled, perhaps by filling the gaps between the stones with soil, clay, and combustible materials like peat. It seems unlikely that the walls were accidentally burned or set on fire by enemies, implying that the burning was intentional. But why would ancient builders do this? One possible explanation is that the process was meant to increase the strength of the stone structures. This theory was previously dismissed by many researchers, as heating typically weakens stone by causing small cracks due to differential expansion. However, a study published in Archaeological Science in 2016 argued that this doesn't hold true for sandstone, a common material used in fort construction. Sandstone becomes stronger under heat as the small grains inside fuse into a solid, glassy mass. If this is correct, these ancient vitrified forts represent a masterful construction technique. Initially, researchers believed vitrified forts were only found in Scotland. However, they have since been discovered in other parts of Western and Northern Europe as well. There are over 200 such structures across Europe, with 70 located in Scotland alone.